Hello, my name is Paul Whittal. I'm an account manager for EIMS, and today I'm going to take you through this e-learning on account protection and setting up for success. Now, you might be working on an account today and things are going well. However, without being aware of what are the dangers, you're creating hidden risk that can be avoided. I want to share with you the history of Dell in order to share a story of the effects that global corporate change can have on any of the customers or accounts you're working on today. EIMS started working with Dell in 2009, and after delivering a successful pilot activity, the amount of business we did grew, and so did our reputation that was built on new projects followed by new projects. Now, like many large corporate organisations, Dell has its issues with ROI and the processes around linking ROI to show marketing investment and return. What we did show was more return than I previously saw. However, there were issues with waste in the process, and much of our value just leaked out of the process. Now, Dell corporate policy was not to allow us or any third party to use their systems directly, and as such we had to manually import the leads into their Salesforce system, and this combined with poor sales cadence and a variety of other factors, meaning they didn't use integrated systems, resulted in leakage, and net result was the undervalued marketing programs that we were involved with. Since 2011, EIMS has been running a single ongoing central program. This campaign was first affected by an internal review from Dell Marketing Operations that negatively analysed the ROI coming from telemarketing or lead generation globally, and actually it resulted in a decision to use a second agency in EMEA combined with EIMS. Now, at the point where we saw growth, if we had told them we would stop working if the closed loop wasn't fixed, the program would have been more successful and our value more demonstrably proven. The strategy we implemented at the time was to replicate their Salesforce system by calling the salespeople back and the customers, capturing the pipeline and essentially mirroring their system with our system to show the value. Whereas this did create a better view of EIMS's return on investment, it also came with a cost that in the end Dell just didn't want to pay for. What you should be aware of is large corporate organisations can set marketing departments with a cost per lead target that is actually focused on reducing that cost by increasing the number of leads for the same budget. Generally, this is derived from an overall revenue goal at the top of the business that is then cascaded down to countries and regional targets. This creates problems in that the price down at those regional sub-levels might be product focused and might not actually be a reflection of the market opportunity. This also creates a natural divide between sales and marketing, especially if marketing are targeted on increasing the number of leads rather than the quality and return, and sales are targeted on number of revenue and value that they're actually bringing and actually want higher quality and less leads. And often this disparity leads to the age-old argument of marketing saying, hey, but we generated loads of leads for you, sales, and you just don't ever close them. And sales respond with, I never got enough good leads to hit my sales number in the first place. The focus to drive down cost will over time drive down quality. The EIMS ethos is focused on value and return and cost per sale rather than cost per lead. And you should always steer your customers towards this, as it's a better measure of success and ultimately it's a better return on investment. Now, the Dell account had multiple campaigns in multiple fields of play, which is an important strategy to reduce risk and reliance on any single program. What we did not have was an effective closed loop system in place with sales and marketing on the same team without any disparity. So, if you're running one large central program that is funded by marketing, who have a remit on cost per lead and driving that down, and you don't have control over closed loop processes, you're in danger, so make a change today. Here are some simple rules to help. 1. Gain commitment involves sales from the start. This helps avoid designing misalignment and conflicts between sales and marketing goals. Eliminate waste up front, so look at data quality, messaging, and fit around the opportunities to drive inbound demand to maximise telemarketing spend. 3. Educate your clients and drive the right behaviour with them. Measure what matters and incentivise based on return, not on lead volume. And for more details around this, go and review our white paper on how to be a lead generation champion. And you can even send this to your clients to help manage their expectations. Here are 8 golden rules to ensure leads are tracked and followed up. 1. It must be visible if leads are not followed up. This is where most of the value is actually lost. Leads that are left to go cold because sales are too busy to follow up. And actually this is where the TLV model comes into its own. So the total lead value, and measure that rather than the lead volume to encourage sales to follow up. 2. Poor follow-up actually equals poor close ratios, which equals poor ROI. And often our clients are shocked when we suggest you spend more money and effort following up the leads than you spent generating them. And if you find this shocking, consider where in the sales funnel most of the ROI actually gets lost. 3. Shark pool for rejected leads. So sales don't follow them up, or partners, then they think twice before getting any more leads. So basically if a lead not followed up, give it to someone who will. 4. Non-specific feedback means where salespeople moan about lead quality without specifics, basically means we can't improve. This results in a destructive downward spiral that demotivates and creates souring relationships. 5. Feedback is the food of champions, but only if it's specific and constructive and offers ways to improve. 6. If marketing can't see telemarketing providing quality leads, or sales people are not following up leads properly. 7. Feedback on what has happened to the leads is also essential to keep the team motivated, because basically our guys care about what happens to those leads. 8. If leads are not followed up, it actually creates a bad name in the market for your client. And a customer or prospect satisfaction survey where we call back the leads is a great way of finding this out. If you need to secure your account by building relationships globally, particularly in the States or wherever the head office of your customer is based. Well, the Dell account had significantly strong client satisfaction with the program managers. However, this was not enough. Dell privatized, which resulted in a huge corporate change, and many of the contacts we had years of successful relationship with either took voluntary redundancy, were forced to take redundancy, or were moved into roles where our services were no longer able to integrate. And this combined with a huge US decision to use a single agency for globally to handle their response management at a time actually when funding was pumped into that strategy has had impact on the business we're doing today. The power and budget now sits within the countries. This country-based control weakens the EIMS value proposition around centralisation, i.e. a system where we operate under a single management process, a single setup, and provide consistently high standards in multiple countries that is fully scalable. However, at a country level, these things are less important, and for the contacts who very well have long-term relationships with local agencies who are cheaper, the decision to switching to us needs to be very compelling. Therefore, building relationships with country contacts, even if you have a central model, is vitally important, so remember that. So to summarise, it's important to understand strategic development and the direction of your client, to be aware of the movement away from centralisation into decentralised country models, be aware of the importance of account development and consistently developing new relationships in new fields of play. It's important to develop the sales and marketing relationships, and particularly at a country level. And even if you have a model that you're happy with today, focus on the US or wherever the head office is based to increase your significance within that organisation. And ultimately, it just needs to be integral and vital to their success. So what can you do practically? Well, visit your clients regularly. You'd be amazed by the kind of opportunity you find just meeting people in hallways or in the canteen. During conference calls, ask about business strategy, ask what their appetite is for the next big thing. Get referrals into new contacts constantly. Don't be afraid to leverage your success and ask your contacts who you have a good relationship with for referrals into new contacts. Do this with sales and marketing contacts to add security. Be a strategic force who is developing their business. Look, take ideas to them about new projects. Be creative and speak to other account managers inside EIMS about potential joint ventures with our other clients. And at a contact level, think of new ways you can make that person more successful than they ever have been before. But ultimately, be vigilant. Ensure you get fully closed loop systems in place, especially when setting projects up. Ideally, call in their system, And at minimum, you need to be able to track every single lead. Don't be afraid to challenge in order to shape things for success. If a project is not set up for success, or if you're live and the EIMS value is not being shown, then just stop. Even if this means walking away short term, they'll respect you more in the long run, particularly when that value is being shown. The most important thing you can do is have an effective and consistently driven account plan. All account plans need to be signed off by your business unit director when taking on a new client. Therefore, your task and test for this module is to review within the next week your account plan with your business unit director and the account management team. Either build 4 new relevant contacts or deepen the strategy to protect against risk and the strength of the value of your relationship within that account. Come back, review within the week, and we're basically going to assess and log that information to see how that has protected the account in the future. Ultimately, you should try and set yourself the goal of your account plan. For every person you know today, replicate their equivalent in all of the countries globally. Do that with sales and marketing.